I'm hoping all of our listeners have just dropped everything and pulled their nuts out.
You don't pull your nuts out, Sheepdog. You just get your nuts out.
Well, I'm so infused. It's like when you're watching your streams and you're like,
You've made a perfectly innocent internet activity sound sordid. Hello and welcome to MGP311. I'm Kevin. With me this week is Sheepdog and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
And it's with great sadness that I announce that this is the final episode of MGP before we go to EGX next week. Ha-ha! See how many people cried? Have we got them crashing their motorbikes again, Sheepdog? Don't worry, everybody. We're doing another one there. I think we mentioned it before. This is episode 311. We're going to do an in-betweeny one. 311 and a half is going to be done on the EGX Fringe panel stage on the Sunday of EGX at 12 o'clock. It's going to be me. It's going to be Sheepdog. It's going to be Pab. We might get a random homeless man to come and join us too. And it's going to be a marvellous time. You should all, if you haven't already got tickets to EGX, if you're on the fence thinking, you know what, there's not really anything at EGX this year that tickles my fancy, I think I'll give it a miss this year. Well, now, consider your fancy tickled. You can come and watch MGPX at EGX, and a marvellous time will be had by all.
Do you think Johnny Part-Timer still listens after we made him crash his motorbike last time we cancelled the show?
Probably. He's not got much else to do, I imagine. He must be, if he's just still recuperating from a crashed motorbike, he's probably just listening to the show all the time.
He's probably just got his bandages off after 2 years, got back on the motorbike, and then just flipped it straight through a window again.
Yeah. If you were distraught at the possibility of that being the final ever MGP, which it's not, it's the final one for this week. It's the last episode of this week of MGP. You should let us know in the form of an iTunes review just how upset you were. I think that's fair. You think that's fair? Yeah. When was the last time we got an iTunes review? Have we had any this year?
I was looking the other day for some reason, and we had one this year, but not this recently.
Well, I want one this recently, please. If you could make that happen, I'd like it a lot. How's everybody's week? Oh, Anna's ill, by the way. That's why Anna's not here, if you're wondering. She's not very well. She's ill in bed.
Don't know that from your vlog where you said these people are all sick.
Yeah,
that's how I read it. I don't think that's how you intended it to be.
No, that's pretty much how I intended it. I spent the entire vlog just hiding from them so that I didn't get ill. Because I don't have germs.
My family are all ill and I'm not at the moment, and that seems odd. That's like Bizarro world.
We're obviously waiting to get it so that we can take it to EGX, and we'll be the ones who bring Expo Flu with us this time. I think it's probably better to get ill before we go. We're less likely to get ill while we're there then, if we're the ones who take the bug.
She's saying I need to go in the other room and just lick Mrs. Sheepdog's face.
That's just standing advice for you. You should always do that. Every time you see her, just lick her. She'll learn to love it.
That's what you said about pizza, and she does love pizza.
Exactly. So how are we all on this fine week, anyway?
Very good.
We all had a marvellous time.
I officially became a Pokemon master this evening.
Did you?
100%.
Oh, this evening. That means I beat you by a couple of hours then, if we're talking about Celebi tasks. We're not talking about all the other ones you've got. But I beat you to Celebi by a couple of hours, because I got mine this afternoon.
Well, I can handle that. I waited to catch it with Bosco. He caught it for me because he kept asking if he could, and I kept saying no. I kind of spent the past month trying to get it. I'd like to catch it, and then it does that. It jumps out of the first ball thing, doesn't it? And when it did that, he was so tense that I was like, "Oh, go on, you catch it then." So he was delighted when he threw it, and it went straight in. But I've got them all now, so I'm a master. You have to call me Sir from now on.
I'm not going to call you Sir.
Well, you kind of have to. It's the
I'm
rules.
not going to call you Sir.
You don't really get a choice, so there you go.
Well, I mean, the only time you get called Sir is when you're being asked to leave somewhere because you're making a scene. So I don't think I'm going to start calling you it in any other circumstances other than that one. It just doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
It does mean I get to wear an outrageous costume based on the type of Pokemon I associate with. I don't know. I'm going to choose what they might be. I might just cover myself in slime and start throwing it at people around EGX.
You should do that. I assume you've deleted the app now then, if you've finished it.
Yeah.
It was literally an hour and a half ago, so I need to load it.
That's enough time to delete the app. Just delete the app and start again.
Well, I've already sent a little tweet to Niantic basically saying, all right, what you got for me? What's next?
And what did they have to say?
Well, I imagine they've got to talk to the back office and...
They've got to talk to Pikachu, ask him what he's got planned.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, geez, it's happened. A genuine Pokemon master's just got in contact.
But they'll probably tell you, they'll probably come straight back to you and say, Sheepdog, you're not even level 40 yet, you loser. Sort your life out and level up.
I was hoping they'd come back and say to me, congratulations, you are and then give me a score out of how many millions of people have already done it. But, let's face it, their customer service is pretty poor. I wanted to be told that I was the 100,000th person in the world to tweet them and let them know. Maybe I'm the first. Maybe no one else is that lame.
Yeah. Perhaps they'll send you the prize.
It turns out they've just been waiting for someone to tweet them all this time, and they're like, oh, finally, someone.
Now they'll delete the app. They'll just close it all down. Someone's done it. Job done. We got them all back, lads. Let's close it down.
That's it. I've finally put all the cats back in the bag.
Yeah.
Job's a good one. It was a Pokemon wrangling contest all along.
I do like a bit of wrangling.
It'd be just like them to have a mythical imaginary buzzer that you have to go and hit just to be the first person, and they're just waiting for somebody to stumble across it, and it'd be just my luck to be that person, just gadding about on my daily routine and then just hitting the button and being like, whoa, okay.
Talking of daily routines, I've stumbled across a gym that apparently I can just stay in forever because no one's taking me out of it.
Where is it?
It's the one at Tallington Railway Crossing, the pub there. I've been in there for 2 days.
One of the other yellow players that we play with works near it. He's always in it.
Yeah.
I took it the night I had to rush Bosco to hospital. We were sat there waiting for the trains to go by, thinking this is taking forever, and I realised there was a gym there, so we took it on our way through, and we only had it for about 15 minutes. So I'm a little bit outraged at you.
I've still got it now for several days. I just check in morning and night and drop in a golden raspberry on everybody morning and night to stock us all up fully. And Kev's taking care of everybody.
No one plays near the kids' schools, so I took that at the start of the week, and they've just been in there all week. I wish I hadn't picked a Pokemon I quite like. That was foolish, to be honest. But again, I could just let him die, but I keep feeding him up because I just want to see how long he can stay there.
And Pab, I assume you've also completed the game?
No, I took a gym though.
Well, hey, where did you take it?
I don't know. I didn't even know what I was doing. There was one.
Pab, you were taking gyms is a thing that happened when you were playing it before.
I did it once with you guys, and I don't have enough Pokemon to do anything.
How did you take it by mistake then, if you didn't know what you were doing?
Well, it was originally a Pokestop. It's recently been upgraded to a gym. So I went, no, right, okay. And I looked in there, and there was 3 level, 800 HP Pokemon in there. So I went, okay, let's see what I can do. And they're all water Pokemon, so I just threw what's the Electrion? Is that right? I don't know what it is. Jolteon. That's right. See, I don't know that much.
I didn't know what you were trying to say, but
I couldn't think what it was. There's that many of them these days. Threw that in there, dealt with them lot, and it took it. And then I lasted for about 15 minutes, I want to say. How much is 2 coins?
Loads.
Yeah.
Give up your job.
I think it's every 8 minutes you get a coin.
Yeah, so I lasted about 15 minutes. And some bigger boys came in and took it. And also, because I went back and I went, there's level 1500 Pokemon in there now. I can't do them. So
You could have. It just would have taken time.
Yeah.
Remember, raids are like level 30,000, and it takes a few people to beat them.
Actually, I've not even thought about doing raids yet. In fact, there's like a new gym down the road from it. Well, it used to be a poker stop. There was a raid going on there last weekend, and I thought, shall I do it? And I was like, bucketing it down, and it was like half an hour away. I thought, I'm not hanging around here for half an hour.
Well, Pab, at EGX, it's also the start. I thought they'd only brought Mewtwo out for a weekend, but it turns out they brought him out for a whole month.
Right.
Just normal gyms, so we'll get you a Mewtwo while we're there.
Okay, well, I'll look
get
forward
you a handful of them.
I just need someone to show me how it works, because I don't understand anything.
Well, I hear Sheepdog's a master.
Oh,
So,
well, there you go. See, I need a master's.
You have to call him Sir, and then he'll help you out.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Should we talk about some real games?
Yeah.
That's a real game. It's one of 2 games I've completed this week.
Interesting.
Okay, go on, Sheepdog.
I completed Mario Odyssey, which I think we briefly touched on me being near the end of last week. I did complete it. The end of that is rock hard. Peach is a very cold-hearted piece of work, and it took a lot of effort to complete. And then I thought, Pab tells me there's only 400 moons in this game. I'm on 280, 290 or so. I'm pretty much there. Crack-a-lacking. Let's go have a look. And then the only reason I found out otherwise was when you go to the Mushroom Kingdom, which is a land you unlock in the post game. There was a shop that was just selling moons, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, what's going on here? I could buy as many moons as I want from this one. So I googled how many moons can I buy from the shop, and apparently you can buy over 100. And I thought, well, if I can buy over 100, how is there 400 in the game? And then when I googled it, I found there was 840 in the game, and I only have about 305 now. So yeah, I was a little bit like, damn it, Pab.
Did I say that?
I'm 99.9% sure you said that.
You said last week that I said 400, and I sat there thinking, that's not right. I sat there thinking, I wouldn't have said that because I know that's not right. And I thought, I must have done. But yeah.
Someone on Twitter said you said it as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I can't remember. I was like, it doesn't sound right, though. That sounds like at the halfway point, I was thinking when you said it last week.
I didn't even think I only thought 400 because of the person on Twitter. I thought you said 300. So when I looked at it, I was like, how the heck have I managed to get most of them along the way? I felt a little bit like I'd been a bit fluky. I was a bit like, oh, that's pretty cool. A little bit disappointed because I thought, well, I was going to rinse this. I was going to play the heck out of the post game. And then I thought I was only like 20 or so away. But, no, part of me has really not got the energy to be trying to get another 500.
I mean, to be fair, they are like they're in the shops now, and they're much more throwaway than they were in the levels.
Well, so what I'm on is you go to the worlds now, you break open a silver cube, and it adds another 15 moons to the level.
Right.
And it tells you where they all are. So you just kind of go around picking them up. Some of them are hard to get, some of them aren't. So I've been doing that. But then Bosco, when I get in from work and he gets in from school, he just sits and does it for me now. So I'm just letting him do the easy ones. The ones where you literally got to run up and do it or just jump through a simple level. And I think when I sit down in the night to do it, it'll be the harder ones and I'll have a bit of a challenge. But
this is sounding a lot like Sheepdog, that you haven't actually completed any games this week.
No, I completed it.
Sounds like who caught the Celebi and who's collecting all these things?
Well, I completed the level.
It sounds a lot like you've had your kid do it for you. This is very similar to you watching the end on YouTube.
Well, he's good at games.
Hmm.
And he insists, so I'm not a mean dad. I let him do it for me. But no, I completed the boss. I like the fact. I mean, you're not far from the end, Pab.
No, I know I'm not. Because I knew full well that there's so much more past this. There's it's like a false ending sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think their imagination ran out because you unlock the dark side of the moon.
Have you done that?
And then I've unlocked it, but it's like a ridiculously hard.
Yes. It's like, have you had a go on it or anything?
Yeah. So basically,
Bonkers difficult.
the hard boss battle is you're basically trying to do all the main boss battles from the game back to back on one life, and I'm dying on the first one, so I'm never going to get this done. It's just not going to happen. But Bosco wants to have a go at it, so he might do it. He was like, "Oh, I'll have a go," and I'm thinking, "You will never do this," but I'm not going to say no because you've done everything else. What was I going to say? So, but yeah, the next bit, if I get another 150 moons, it unlocks the darker side of the moon.
Oh yes, that's what I'm thinking of actually. I think.
Yeah, so that's even harder.
It's like one level that's like 15 minutes long, and there's no checkpoints on it.
Yeah.
It's bonkers difficult. I've seen someone like trying to do it, and it's insane.
When I was looking it up online to see how many there were, I could only find articles that say they've not quite got to the end of it all yet. Like Kotaku was saying they don't quite know whether that is the end because there's so much stuff there. They're not quite.
Well, people have 100%ed it.
Well, that's what I would have thought, but I couldn't. Maybe I didn't look on YouTube.
People have definitely 100%ed it.
I know people.
So. I know people that have done it. So, yeah.
Well, fair enough, but that's a great little game. And my first thought after I'd finished was, I hope they're bringing out another Mario game soon. And they're actually re-releasing Mario Wii U. They're calling it the deluxe version, where you can be like Mario, Luigi, Toadette, and a new player. I can't remember the player's name now. But the fourth player is invincible, which I find a little bit odd.
It's a kids mode, isn't it? It's like a kiddie mode.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect for us lot because, I mean, Lampup will just die constantly in it. I imagine Bosco will be Mario. I'll be Luigi. Mr. Sheepdog will be Toadette, and then Lampup can be the one that's invincible.
Did you watch the Direct yesterday for Nintendo Direct?
No, I did like a catch-up of it because...
There's a lot of good stuff in that.
I always end up missing stuff when I watch them.
A lot of expensive stuff.
Was there?
The Diablo 3's 50 quid, for example.
Yeah, but that's...
Civilization 6 is going to be 50 quid.
They're a bit mental, aren't they?
It's Nintendo tax. That's what you pay for, don't you? Pay for the fact.
I was very excited. If I could have the new Football Manager game, which is already announced when that comes out, plus Civilization, plus Diablo, I wouldn't ever need any other device to play games on ever. It would be perfect. But I'm not shelling out 150 quid for the three of them. That's insane.
You've made me think now because they announced they were bringing out Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and I was like, "Ooh, they'd be quite good to just play out."
Not
7, 9, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't considered the Nintendo tax though. So
I mean, but they'll be. I imagine because the one that was released yesterday, that 15 HD Pocket Edition, or whatever it was. That's on that Switch now, and that's 15 quid.
That's a massively scaled down.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't know whether it's going to be like, they're not going to be like remake sort of things like the Final Fantasy 7 on the PS4 is coming out. It'd be like the PC version, I would have thought, that's been ported over or something like that, I imagine. So I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm expecting probably 25 quid at the most for them, maybe. I don't know. We have to wait and see because, like you say, the Nintendo tax is kind of ridiculous at times. I looked at because I saw the City Skylines was announced and it was out today, and I was like, you know what, I might be interested in that. It's 35 quid. I was like, no, thank you. Not paying 35 quid. I barely play it on the PC. Why would I pay 35 quid to barely play it on Switch? So it's on the wish list. We'll wait and see.
Has it actually got a tutorial on the Switch version? Because that's why I've never really played it on the PC, because it just throws you in at the deep end and I don't know what's going on.
What?
There's no tutorial.
When did you play it?
Can it be to follow? It's a city making game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's complicated.
It's complicated for you, I think.
Yeah. So I want a tutorial.
Yeah. You think you need a tutorial for every game?
If they gave you a tutorial, though, you'd just be good at the game straight away. It would never need replayability.
That's what I want. I don't want to play it twice.
I
I want to build the perfect city first time of asking, and then put it in the bin.
Do you put all your games in the bin?
Yeah. Which is a pain now. Most of them are digital, so I have to keep putting hard drives in the bin, and they're expensive. Yeah, don't you put yours in the bin when you're done with them. I
barely finished with them. That's why it's such an achievement.
Sorry, when your son finishes games, what do you do with
them? I continue to try and finish them myself.
I see. And then he just takes the control off you tutting.
He doesn't listen much. I was watching him do this Mario level.
To, by the sounds of it. Well, he probably says the same thing about you on his podcast. Oh, my God, he does not listen. He hasn't got a clue. I had to catch Celebi for him because he kept messing it up.
He was doing the Mario level where it's an ice world, and if you go in the water for too long, you lose life. And he's just swimming around, and we're like, get out of the water. And he's just swimming around, dies. We thought he might understand that that's what caused it. He got straight back in that water as he got back. I had to explain to his sister, who was just losing her mind, that just let him play it how he wants. It's not the end of the world. He obviously just wanted to see Mario freeze to death over and over again.
Yeah, he's completed it. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
who are you to judge? He knows better than you. He's probably unlocking a secret. You have to kill Mario in the ice 5 times to unlock a special level.
There was a moment in the game where I was running up a hill and just randomly jumped and did the hit your bum on the floor move. I don't even know why I did it. And a moon just came out of the hill, and it said like the hidden moon hill, the hidden hill moon, or whatever it's called. And I just thought, what are the odds of stumbling across that? Like, it was completely random.
I did the same thing at one point. I think there's a lot of them scattered around the game.
Yeah, because there's these just like little mounds in like a completely flat surface. So you kind of go, hang on a minute, what's that there?
Well, this wasn't like that. This was just it was a sand level, just sort of second or third world.
Yeah.
And I just was running up a hill, a big sort of sand dune, and at the top of it, it wasn't lumpy or anything. It was just a big, flat, vast. And I think I just pressed the wrong thing, hit the ground, and there was the moon. And I thought, oh, okay, cracking. But it meant that for the rest of the game, I just kept doing weird things to see whether a moon would appear, and 9 times out of 10, it would.
Good.
There is a new video game that has been released today that I have witnessed. I haven't played. Anna is obviously not able to talk about it, but she has played quite a lot of Tomb Raider. And the only thing that I've noticed about it from the little bit that I've been watching is that you're able to play it as old-style Lara, all blocky and pixelated. And that amused me, just watching her do that. And that's my full review of the new Tomb Raider game.
Don't we to chip in?
I doubt you've got much more to add there.
I think I've covered all the bases there. Do you really think anything more needs adding?
I'll add that was the thing you could do in the last one.
Oh, nobody knows. No one's played the last one, Pab.
Yeah, well, I did. I completed it.
Did you? Did you though? Or did Sheepdog's son complete it?
No, I did it. I did it about a month ago. I completed the DLC about a month ago. Sheepdog was there.
I was there.
Sheepdog, or was it?
Yeah, Sheepdog was. Yeah.
I was there when you completed.
You was there when I told you about it. I think it was just a me and you podcast when I mentioned it about a month ago.
Yeah, no, you did tell me about it.
Yes.
That doesn't mean I was there when you did it.
No, that's not what I meant, though.
Anyway, it feels like you were there because he was so close to you.
Anyway,
yeah.
He had his life-size Sheepdog cut out there with him.
Yeah. Anyway, so this game is pretty much it feels like a continuation of the first one. Not first one, second one.
Sequel of sorts.
It seems like it just kind of
forms a series.
It doesn't really feel like there's anything. It feels like it just runs straight onto it. It doesn't like they go, oh, this is a new thing this year or what have you. The new thing maybe that they're running into more is like mud tech. There's a lot of like falling in mud and like wading through big deep mud like baths or whatever it is. It's just insane amounts of mud. Sorry?
Mud wrestling and stuff like that.
I don't know. It's lots of like mud and like stealth hiding in against walls and stuff. It's like, you know, like Predator and stuff like that in the old Predator film. It's lots of like just mud tech. It seems to be the thing this year. I don't know what it is about it, but it's all right. It's still a very good game. Games
obsess over the weirdest stuff now. Everyone's banging on about the Spider-Man puddle. And now you're telling me about mud. It was water at one point. And I remember Kev inviting me around to see how good the sand was in Journey.
It was good sand.
Yeah. Games are weird.
Yeah.
What's the next emerging thing? What am I looking forward to next? Leaves?
Turds.
Why don't they make it so you have to go to the toilet in games?
Have you not played Scum?
No.
You haven't played Scum?
Of course I haven't played Scum.
No.
Don't associate with Scum.
Sounds like a game for PC nerds, Pab.
Yeah, it is a game for PC nerds, but
I think me and Sheepdog are probably both far too cool for a game like that.
You need to have a symbol. A noise you make, Kev, when people reference PC games.
Give me those ice cream cones. Where are they? I've got Stroop waffles. Will they do the job?
Anyway, they'll do the same job, yeah. Anyway, Shadow of the Tomb Raider then. So I've not played anywhere near as much as I'd like to have done. I've probably played about 2 hours, maybe. Nowhere near as much as I'd like to have done.
How much would you have liked to have, Pab? Because
I want to say probably at least 5 before tonight. But it is what it is. There's parts of it. It's made by a different team. It's made by Eidos Montreal instead of Crystal Dynamics. It's made in overseen by Crystal Dynamics. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because it's the start of the game. The shooting is horrendous. And I don't remember the shooting being amazing in the other games, to be fair. And I kind of think, I feel a bit like this in when the last game came out. It kind of starts you off slow, and you slowly get more powers and abilities and stuff. And I ended up by the end of it loving it. And I don't know whether it's that sort of thing that I'm getting at, or I'm also getting a little of Batman Arkham Origins vibes.
So is it not?
If you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was shoddy, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was a perfectly fine Batman game, but you knew it wasn't by Rocksteady. Do you get what I mean? There's just little minor things about it that just weren't perfect. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's early on, and I'm just going through getting back into used to this game again. I don't know.
Do the guns not have an aim score or something like that?
It's awful. That it's just very loose and wavy. You know, when you've got to aim at people, it's just I think the first time I got a gun, I had to shoot about 5 or 6 enemies. I died 4 or 5 times trying to kill them, and I was like, "Is this how it's going to be?" And I was like, "I don't know. It might just be better. It might be better later stages." And who knows? I tended to go for the stealth kills anyway in the Tomb Raider games rather than just going in guns blazing. So it might just be it's one of them things that it is what it is, and I never really did it in the last game, so it could be exactly the same. The other thing I've noticed about it is very torture porny.
Well, they always have been, haven't they?
Yeah, but this one's immediately the first thing you do. Shall I tell you what the first thing you do? I don't know if it's...
Tell us, Pab. I've never
right. So
it.
You get tortured. No, right. So no, you're in a cave and you're trapped. There's a rock. There's like a boulder on your leg, trapping you.
Oh, I've seen this. I watched Anna do this.
And then you kind of jimmy the rock upwards with a knife. So you pretty much just stick the knife under the rock and just sort of wedging it open, it's just jamming a big blade into your leg. I'm like, what is this? And then you just mash the button to do it, and it's just going further and further. I'm like, my God, this is grim.
How is she not spending the entire game limping?
Well, she wraps a bandage on it. It's fine.
Right, so you're telling me if I get a knife and just jam it into my leg...
Are you Lara Croft?
And start pushing it around, that I won't be limping.
You will be.
Sheepdog, we've all done it dozens of times. Just try it.
Yeah.
I do it at EGX.
Only Sheepdog should try it. Nobody else should.
Yeah, if the show gets a bit funny on Sunday and we're running out of content, I'll just whip out a Stanley knife and...
Sheepdog, don't worry. We've got Bouncy there as a stuntman if need be. You don't need to do that kind of thing. If it starts to go wrong, we're just going to push him off the stage and all point at him.
Yeah, no one at home jab yourself in the leg. I'm not Lara Croft.
But yeah,
only
I don't know
do it on stage at gaming events.
It's
if
just
Sheepdog.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just it just seems
the
a lot
other
more
thing
grim.
as well is her alternative is drowning. That's the other thing.
Oh, that's not the drowning bit. There's another one, but there's another one later on with drowning.
Oh, is it? That might be the one I've seen then, where she's trapped under a rock and she's going to drown.
Stabs herself again.
No. There's not.
Other leg.
The death scenes are. I know the death scenes were famously awful, but the one that I kept doing earlier on yesterday, it just kept jumping off a thing and it wouldn't grab onto the branch, so I just kept falling into it, and it was like a javelin just stuck up in the air, and I just went straight through it. It is awful. I did it after 6-7 times. It just kept happening to me. I was like, "What is this? It's just grim."
Have you not put the thing in where her arms snap off if she's falling too quick?
No.
That's like a staple Team Reader.
It's just, I was like, I don't know. I know that the deaths were known to be bad in the Tomb Raider games, but it just seems a lot darker, this game. And it seems like if I noticed straight away. So you come out all that rock cave scene and whatever, you bandage yourself up and then you pretty much go on a killing spree immediately. It's like Rambo, straight out, just going in, just knifing people. And it's really dark. It's like she's just a maniac just on the run. It's like Rambo. It's just
well, she is a maniac. She just turns up at islands and does just start killing people.
I know, yeah, but I mean,
once or twice you could say, "Oh, she's just got herself in a pickle. Wrong place, wrong time." She's hunting it out at this point. She's looking for trouble, the rascal.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember where they said the Tomb Raider, the two new Tomb Raiders took off Uncharted, and they have done to a certain extent, but I never felt like this in the Uncharted games, where it's like just proper grim and dark how it's going on, and just like, yeah, he's killing loads of people, Nathan Drake, but it's just kind of, it's not like this. It's not.
At least he's cracking a joke.
Yeah, it's not like as if he's just going in there, just gutting people and just like cutting the throats and stuff. Oh, I don't know. I'm not getting too old for it.
I was about to say, it sounds like you're getting old.
I've done it, but like I say, I'll play this game.
You took up chess.
Do you not get a choice to not do it?
Well, no, because that's like the stealth kills sort of thing, and I'd rather do that than have to aim a gun.
Could you not just pass and buy, or
no? Because they're all like it's like the tutorial bit that I was doing. It's like,
It's 2018 though, as if games aren't allowing you to be passive. It's allowed to just offer them parlay.
I know, but it's what it is. But it's good. It is good, and I will play some more. But yeah, the other game that has kept me busy this week has been Spider-Man. Now, I know you've been playing this, Kev.
I have been playing it, and I've been enjoying it really rather a lot.
The whole bloody world is playing this one.
Because it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. I'm not angry at people for playing it. I mean, that's stupid timing, but I will have it eventually.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I think I'm level 26 now. I'm up to about 10, 11 suits.
You're well ahead of me. I'm only 4 or 5 hours in.
I seen you meet Lazy Jeff the other night.
Oh, Lazy Jeff.
Do you know who Lazy Jeff is yet?
No idea. He's just a lazy man called
You have no idea who Lazy Jeff is then yet?
No.
Okay, cool. I saw you bumble around the warehouse for 20 minutes. It should have taken you 2 minutes.
I didn't know what I was supposed to do.
You just kept going, "Where's Lazy Jeff? Lazy Jeff, sort this out." Just shouting at Lazy Jeff for not doing something, and it was something you need to do.
It's because I found an element of comedy in the game and went with it. I was being an entertainer. I'm actually very skillful. I'm almost as good as Sheepdog Kid.
Yeah,
sometimes I play up my own incompetence to get the giggles.
The giggles.
It's all about getting people giggling. So when they're giggling, they donate. It's all about earning the monies.
I was pulling my hair out.
Well,
I was getting annoyed with you. I nearly put something in the chat, and I thought, no, I'm not going to.
I probably wouldn't have noticed in the chat, but if you'd have made a donation, it would have done text to speak, and then I'd have heard.
Oh, right.
Geffen have spoken to him.
Yeah. If Geffen had passed me a message from you, then I'd have listened.
Yeah.
So there's your route to getting me to pay attention next time, Pab.
Right.
A $5 will do it. Just drop a $5, and I'll do what you tell me to do. I'll stop prattling around if you sling me a $5.
See, the thing is, I don't think you will. I don't think you will. I think
I had no idea what was going on.
To shine through.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue.
Oh,
It's a complicated game. It's because I keep trying to play it like it's Batman, and it's not, because it's a little bit more
yeah, it's its own
complicated than
thing.
Batman. There's more with the Batman games. When you get into somewhere like a warehouse, certainly on the easy difficulty settings that I play it on, you can literally just swing from rafter to rafter, duck down, kill someone, back up on the rafter, and it's like one button press to swoop down, kill, and go back up. But with this, it's multiple button presses, and you have to decide where you're going back up, and it's actually all deliberate and under control. And deliberate and under control isn't really my forte.
I thought with the Batman ones, it wasn't that simple. First off, he kind of develops those skills over the games, doesn't he? So maybe that's their plan with this: give him a bit of room to,
Maybe.
you know.
I mean,
get better.
probably not. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, there are definitely parts that get easier the more stuff you unlock. It's weird. Anna was saying, because she's a lot further into it than I am. She's close to the end of it, I think. And she was saying it's weird because it's a game that gets easier the further into it you get. Because I don't know if they've necessarily balanced the game difficulty against the upgrades and stuff to the suit and the mods and things, whether that's properly balanced, because it's the hardest bit is that very first proper boss battle at the start. And from
Most
there,
games
it's
are
all
similar,
easier.
because you find that the story always has pretty much the same difficulty level. It's the side bits that are usually hard, isn't it? It's like,
But this is the story. The story is properly hard. I died so many times in the first mission of the story. The next mission, not so much.
yeah, that's what I mean. So the main game in most games teaches you to get better at it, so that you start finding the story part simple enough. The end might be difficult, but like most of the games I can think of off the top of my head, the end boss was actually relatively simple because it had trained you for 20 hours to be good at it. Whereas then you'd have to go and find all the side missions and bosses and so forth that would be ridiculous and get better. But because you got better at them, you'd find the end boss even easier. Is the story comparable to the Batman games?
I haven't really discovered much of a story yet.
The story is very good. From what I can see. I'm about 10, 11 hours. You must have done the Shocker battle by now, Kev.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the only major enemy that I've come across, and I'm 10, 11 hours in now.
Really?
That's what's confusing me, because I'm thinking all the adverts and stuff are about the Sinister Six, the Mr. Negative fella, and the Mr. Negative fella I've seen out and about sort of thing, in cutscenes, but I've not fought him, and I've not fought any other enemies apart from Shocker yet, and I'm thinking I'm 10, 11 hours in, at least. I feel like I'm progressing to a certain point in the story where I'm on the back third sort of thing, and I've only seen this. I don't know what it's always coming at the back and end of the story. I don't know, but it's interesting. The story's been good. I'm still in the what's it called, the Dying Spider suit. Still rocking that one. I had a suit forced upon me earlier in the week. You get one for completing the. Have you got the Black Cat story things yet?
No.
Yeah. There's collectibles. There's collectibles everywhere in this game, isn't there? There's the photos, the bags, the Black Cat stuff, and there's something else that I've just done. There's the research labs. Have you done the research labs yet?
I've done the first two, I think.
Yeah. I've not been particularly doing. I've only just like last time I played it, completed the map. I've just been getting on with the story and just going, unlocking the map as and when I get into them areas. So I've now done all the map. I found the Stark Tower at last. Finally got there. Found the
How has it
State
taken
Building.
you that long to find?
Because it was in the
It's
upper
the
east.
first thing I did in the game.
It was in the upper east side. It was like the top right hand corner that I hadn't unlocked. So I didn't know it was there. So like I say, I unlocked the zone and I just spotted it.
Buildings.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have done a lot more just pottering about sort of thing, just swinging and doing the tricks and what have you. But yeah, I've just been getting on with the story. I was getting a bit tired of the random random like quests that just pop up. Like, oh, there's a mugging. Oh, there's a fight in the street.
You don't have to do them, do you?
Oh yeah, no. But I kind of like to see it. If I'm flying over them, I'll go right. I'll do them.
Everyone gets one, Pab.
They've got exactly Sheepdog. So I've got to a certain point now where they started changing it up. There was a new one where some guys planted a load of bombs around a building, and they had to like get the initial bomb off the roof, kill a load of enemies, and then you have to find 3 other bombs around this building within a time limit. And I was like, so at least they're varying it up to a certain point. They're realizing that at a certain point, the people are going to get tired of these random encounter things. So they're changing it up a little bit, which has been good. Other than that, I'm just kind of getting on with the story. I'm not really doing like the wave based, like, the Fisk and the Fisk, like little not factories, work sites. Yeah, I've done like one of them. They were quite difficult, so like the wave based thing we mentioned last week, where you have to kill a number of enemies. So I've only done one of them. I've not really been doing anything else. Just been doing the main story and picking off enemies in the street. Have you seen that enemies just start attacking you in the street all of a sudden as well?
No.
I was just like, oh, I've just finished dealing with these group of the demon fellas. There were a group of them, and then all of a sudden some guys just started shooting me in the street.
Good. Just
some plain clothes guys. I'm like, so Fisk has got just random like muggers in the street just ready to take you on.
Sounds like you deserved it.
I was like, brilliant. I've just got to deal with extra enemies now as well. So
blaming Fisk for your...
Yeah, it's a very good game. Here's a very, very good game. I don't know if it's game of the year.
Get it for his kid to play.
I don't see why not. Yeah, definitely.
His birthday's coming up. Maybe I could swing it.
Nice pun, nice Sheepdog.
Yeah. See, I'm cleverer than I think.
Have we got any more games then, boys and girls?
Yes. I'll do my obligatory.
You would have. Yeah.
My obligatory fortnight update. I don't know
Can you
what.
Make these updates fortnightly?
No. Well, maybe. We are into week 10 now, the final week of the season pass. I've reached level 100 this week, so there is no more progression in season pass. So I'm just doing the challenges for fun now. And I don't know what it is. Someone mentioned this on Twitter. I said in the week I got a victory in the week. And I said that felt like the most casual, like nonchalant. That's like I've never felt so less stressed in a victory ever. And so I went, well, that's what happens when you only get one kill. I went, yeah, but that's not the point. I'm normally stressing out with these kills. I normally balls it up. But I think this week, I've had 6 victories.
Go Team Kev.
6 victories this week. It's bonkers. It's been absolutely bonkers this week, the amount of victories. And I've been getting kills and everything. I've been contributing, so it's finally clicking, I suppose. I don't know. What else have I played?
The fact that it's taken you that long is why I will never play this game again. That it's taken you literally months of playing it all the time to get to the point where you're proud of the fact that you're doing a few kills now. You're not just hiding your way to victory. I cannot admit that amount of time.
I'm still doing that. I'm still doing that. No doubt. I'm still doing the hiding stuff. But when people come at me, I'm competent at it now. People, chase me down. I can sort of take care of myself a little bit. I'm not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. I'm still
just a man.
Yeah. Exactly, Sheepdog. So we'll continue to play it. New season next week. So yeah. What else have I played tonight? The Forza Horizon 4 demo is out on the Xbox and PC. Yeah, it's on the PC as well. Yeah. This game.
27 gigs worth of demo. This is, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it really?
I downloaded it earlier today.
Really? Is that what it is? I downloaded it yesterday when I started playing Tomb Raider, so I didn't see it actually download. But it's either a 5 or 10 minute demo where at the initial start of the game where you come in and it's like you drive these cars and it's showing off all the tech and stuff. You're driving, you just race into the event sort of thing, aren't you? It's basically that. That's all it is.
And do you drive past my house?
No, you go through like all the seasons. You start off in autumn, winter, spring, and summer, and you move through all these different seasons, and you drive in different cars. But damn, did it put a smile on my face driving around.
It's a long drive.
It's so good. It's such a good game. I looked at it and it comes up at the end going, "Oh, you purchased the game," and I looked at it and went, "Shall I do it now?" And I stopped myself, but damn, that game is very good. It looks amazing. Absolutely.
Horizon games are always awesome, but the fact that this one's set in the UK, I might have given this one a miss because I didn't finish 3.
No, I feel like 3 took a step back.
The fact that it's in the UK has got me completely back on board again because I want to drive past my house because I assume it's in the game. Or else what's the point? My house is in the UK. They can't claim it's in the UK if my house isn't in the game.
True point.
Exactly.
So who knows where and what you'll see in that game? But
my house.
It looks
this is potentially a dumb question, but people are saying how Spider-Man games, obviously New York. How I'm not expecting it to be granular down to the front door, but how much of New York is it actually?
I don't know exactly.
If Kev lived in quite a built-up area of New York that was near all the stuff, could he potentially go to his own house?
There is lots of landmarks. I mean, one of the collectibles is take pictures of landmarks. So
I don't know if they're in the right place.
They're not one-to-one. They're not one-to-one, but they are.
If he lived outside the Empire State Building, could he just nip there and see his house?
Oh yeah. There's all sorts of stuff. Madison Square Garden.
I don't know how true it is, but I watched the Eurogamer review of it on YouTube earlier today, and he reckons that he was able to, because he obviously had access to the full game, he was able to drive from where it just plonked him in the middle of Edinburgh straight to Edinburgh Castle from memory, having only been to Edinburgh once before and didn't need to use the in-game map because it was that accurate. So,
wow, okay. That's interesting. It's interesting to see how much what they actually, because it could just be like the major cities. It could just be
could have been like a paid-off thing where they say to him, we want 10 that you've driven. Because would you be able to drive to Edinburgh Castle from memory if you'd been there? I doubt it.
I don't know, but I could drive to Bournemouth Pier. If you plant me on the other side of Bournemouth.
Yeah, from one end of Bournemouth to the other.
Well, he drove from one end of Edinburgh to the other.
Right. I thought you meant he'd driven from
No, they plonked him somewhere in Edinburgh and he drove to the castle without needing to use the map.
I missed that bit. I thought you meant like he'd driven
So he recognised where he was plonked, took the turns he would take in real life, and ended up at the castle.
Did he not see a brown sign and just follow that?
He might have done. The brown signs are in the game, so he may well have done that. Yeah, best thing from rules.
Yeah.
Lucky there wasn't a pork pie shop on the way. Do they eat pork pie in Scotland?
Oh, yeah.
They've deep fried it.
That's all right then. But he was also saying apparently you can reenact all the Edinburgh bits from the Avengers film because they've got all the right places.
Oh, I did read about that, yeah. That looks cool. But anyway, it's out there now. You can play the demo.
What, we're not just reviewing other people's reviews of games that aren't out yet anymore?
No, we're not doing React videos.
I liked that new segment that we had.
But anyway, it's out in 2 weeks, officially. So yeah, it's very good. The last thing I played, and I've played probably 2 or 3 games now, I played the new FIFA 19 demo, which should come out today.
Oh, Pab.
I don't. They've got all the Champions League stuff in it. It's all in there.
The Finnish Spurs stadium in there.
I played
somewhere, I guess.
I played as Spurs. Spurs are in the demo.
Does the stadium look good?
No, because you play at the Bernabeu. So.
And does the Bernabeu look good?
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. It's bizarre. So I'm presuming it's because the Champions League stuff isn't on Sky. It's on BT, so I don't know. They've got Lee Dixon and Derek Ray, is it? and I don't know who Derek Ray is. I was like, I've never heard of Derek Ray as a commentator, but fair enough. But it sounds like Pro Evolution Soccer commentary. Like how it's just sudden. It's very jolted and like.
That's just how Lee Dixon talks.
They should have just stuck with the FIFA Street commentary for every football game forever more.
I don't know. But so this one, there's stuff like there's precision shooting and stuff like that, where you press the button, the shoot button, and then there's like a when you take penalties, Kevin, FIFA, and you'd have like the bar that like it'd go red to green, and you'd have to get it in the green section.
Strangely, I don't know anything about that, Pab.
Seriously?
That bit in FIFA where it's like
I'm red-green colourblind.
Yeah, but there's like a bar that you have to navigate on the penalties and stuff.
Didn't know there was anything moving on it. That's probably where I'm going wrong.
So there would be like a bar above you, and it would like the line would like move from out to into the centre, which is green. So the outside is red, and it'd move into the middle. And you have to hit it right in the middle.
That makes sense now. I might have to go and play FIFA. That
is now on every shot as well.
Oh my word! Why would you want that?
I don't know. It's bizarre. But it's on like so you like for taking corners. So any shot on goal is pretty much is gonna have this bar on it. So it's like precise shooting or something like that. So the days of me
occasionally accidentally scoring a gun, I'm never going to score in FIFA again.
Well, I don't know because I just kind of mashed the buttons and it kind of worked. I was getting a lot of scuffed shots and a lot of trickles at the goalie, but I was getting some very good goals as well. So I don't know. It seemed all right. It made me curious. I scored a couple of really cool goals, and I was like, this is pretty good. The facial expressions and stuff in this game this year seemed pretty good as well.
Which is the key to a good football game.
Yeah, just the like ultra realistic like people, and the replay is just like you would think it was real football. You would think it was an actual you'd watching television. Some of it looked ultra realistic. So that was cool. I'll probably do the thing where I buy FIFA again, like after Christmas when it's in a sale.
Don't you just do like 10 hours of it? Do you really need more than 10 hours on your EA access?
I think I've only got EA access on the PC, I think, and the Origin crashes every time I boot Origin up, so I can never use it. So I've just uninstalled Origin pretty much.
Maybe stop paying for that one and pay for.
I did do. I don't want to pay for it. The Xbox one's gone. Because I stopped the Xbox one because I started using the EA access on PC, and then I stopped using that altogether when it kept crashing. But I forgot it auto renewed, so it auto renewed. And I
just do what I do. Pay for
cancelled it.
Use neither.
Yeah, pretty much. I need to. If it put games on Switch as well, I'd be happy. But anyway, it is what it is. But that's your lot. That is all I've played.
Splendid. So I suppose we need to talk about motion pictures then.
Motion pictures? Of the film variety or televisual?
Not bothered. I've not watched any of either.
Have you? Well, I can tell you I've watched this Magic for Humans program that you recommended.
Because it's brilliant.
And you're not wrong.
I'm never wrong, Pab.
It is very good. Very, very good. You're right. It is very smart in how it is modern, isn't it? It's very modern for.
It's not your granddad's magic.
Yeah, it's very clever with how it's done, and the thing where he made people believe they were invisible was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It was so good that's now a thing that people are doing all over YouTube and Facebook and everywhere.
Yeah.
It's that trick has gone viral without even him doing it.
Yeah, because I saw that clip of him believing he was invisible before I watched this program, and I was like, oh, is this what this is from? So then I watched the extended cut of it from the program, and it's really, really clever. And it is in its heart just a magic show.
I was in the middle of counting something then, but I too have seen that on the internet and didn't realise it was from this show. So now you've piqued my interest because I saw the clip where the whole crowd were convincing the guy was invisible. I'm surprised anyone fell for that, but it seems to be working on a lot of people around the world.
But how would you not, though? In the sense of, you have like a staged audience who are reacting to you being invisible. There is literally someone takes a picture and they show the picture and it's a picture that they'd previously taken with no one in the chair, so you'd think that they were invisible.
I'd like to think my reaction would be that was a pre-taken picture, but
why would you believe that? Why would you just?
Because it's more plausible to believe you've disappeared.
You've literally just seen them take the picture in front of you. So you show the picture and you go, I don't know. That episode is about believing something, isn't it? There's like a moral to each episode. If you make someone believe it, you can make them believe anything, sort of thing. That's the whole moral of that episode. And like I said, they all have different like morals in each episode, which is really, really good. It's a shame it's only like 6 episodes, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll do any more, but I'm hoping so. Because I do like some just magic tricks and magic shows and stuff like that, but this was just a very clever, smart way of making a show. And I'd agree with you, Kev. This is a must-watch.
After our chat last week, I culled so many programs from I don't watch any of the Marvel shows now. They're terrible. And I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when that comes back, if it comes back, but not the Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, what's his name? Iron Fist.
Well, although I've heard Iron Fist Season 2 is supposed to be pretty damn good.
They reckon they're all pretty damn good, but they're all pretty damn boring.
Well, that's the thing. They always say these Netflix things, you should skim them to about 7 or 8 episodes instead of 13, and then you'd make them decent shows. But
I'm undecided on whether to bother with Better Call Saul anymore because this season's not been that good. And
I think it's been amazing.
I was saying to Mrs. Sheepdog that I often wonder how their conversations go down before an episode like that. I just can imagine them saying, right, I've written episode 1 of the new season, and they're like, no, we'll just stretch it across 13 episodes. Don't worry. I've got a few scenes of him flipping a donut in a donut shop for a bit, and I've got a scene of him waiting at ATM. It's fine. We'll just film that for 15 minutes, and we won't actually progress the story at all. And it's because I was on this kind of, I just want to get rid of things that are a waste of time. I felt like I could just read the paragraph they wrote of the season and I'd be just as far ahead as watching 4 episodes ended up being. I thought I'd stop watching Archer as well and then finished it because it turned out it was only 8 episodes deep. I was like, I'm not going to watch any more of this. And then it ended. But that was another one that I kind of dropped just by mistake, really. It was all right. I might watch the new one. It looks like they're changing it to be set in space next season. But that program's a bit weird and just seems to have lost its way and got a bit nutty. I was going to give up watching Ozark, and then someone told me that season 2 of that was intense and immense and amazing and superb and, you know, was basically going to be the new Breaking Bad. And so I watched the first one of that back, and that was all right. That was actually worthwhile. I'd forgotten how good that was, so I may persevere with that. But if it goes and starts being silly like Better Call Saul, then I'm dropping it. I'm not messing around after our chat last week. I'm just like, if I'm not enjoying every second of it, I'm turning it off and I'm doing something else.
I don't get you don't like Better Call Saul. I thought it's been amazing.
It's not that I don't like it.
It's just a slow burn. It's just a slow burn. You just want it. Boom, 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 boom.
I don't want it boom, really. I don't mind the slow burn when it was Breaking Bad and the slow burn was him putting together his elaborate plan and it was all piecing together. It was good. When the slow burn is just somebody watering their garden for 20 minutes and then something funny happening in the 20th minute, I'm kind of like, what? I didn't really need to watch him just wander around the garden with his hose in his hand while they played a piece of music in the background. It just didn't
remember that at all.
I'm making it up. I can't.
Oh, that's what I said. I was rattling through these. I don't remember that.
There's a whole thing of Mike standing with his whatever that girl is.
Well, that was what the whole of Breaking Bad was, and you like Breaking Bad.
Well, I just said most of that was him planning stuff or doing stuff, or there was always a twist or a plan or a revelation. But they had a whole thing of it was just loads of random bits where it was like, this isn't actually a point. It feels like they're now just trying to see whether they can get away with doing it without there being a payoff.
This season to me seems like the conflict within Jimmy is like he's trying to go straight, but it's somewhat he keeps getting straight is too boring for him, so he goes back to being like crooked again.
I tell you what, I did enjoy of it. When he went for the interview for a sales job, and they were like, we're not sure, and then he went back in, did a whole speech, convinced them that they should give him the job. I thought that was entertaining. But
well, that's it. That's the thing. It's like there's one thing he's like going, I want to play it straight and get on the straight and narrow, and then you can tell like by the end of it, he's like realizing this isn't for me, and he just kind of goes, but you're numpties. I don't want this job anyway, sort of thing. It's the whole
like a lot of watching for that one scene to be the standout bit. It feels like it's just trying to fill time, have the occasional outstanding scene, so I'll go and tell someone I really enjoyed that scene. They'll go and watch it. They'll sit through everything else just to get to that bit. It's I don't know.
The mic stuff in this has been superb. Have you come to the bit where they got to the laundromat place?
I don't know about the laundromat, but I know when I like the fact that he's giving himself a job.
Yes, that is good.
Their security tester.
Yeah, so Madrigal, so Gus is now got him on the payroll, and he wants it to look realistic. So he's just started going into warehouses as a safety officer, telling them what they're doing wrong. Yeah. That is so good. That is good as well. But the mic stuff is just brilliant because it's the start of. I don't know if it's the start of like, so you know what I mean when I say laundromat place from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Where they have the lab underneath. So this last three episodes has been like the start of Mike is put in charge of building that lab. It's just been so good. So good.
Okay,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
You may get it back on my my watch.
You need to because there's something big is coming, and I don't know what it is, but these guys don't make bad shows, so they're going to knock you on your ass when it happens.
The only thing I want to know is what happens to that woman that he hangs around with.
Well, that's the thing that Kim is like. It feels to me like she's fallen out of love with a job, and she's like self-sabotaging her own career, from what I can see from the episodes I've watched. This week's episode 6, kind of explains it a little bit more. It goes into it, and you kind of there's understanding to it to the previous like 5 episodes as to what's going on. So if you get to this far, episode 6. It will make sense. It will make sense as to why the strange behaviour she's been showing. So yeah, it's like I say, it's the only thing that I watch on telly now. Realistically, so you want to be a one show person, just one show a week.
I don't think that'd be possible. There's still stuff to come back. I still need to process and decide whether I want to bother with it or not. I've been looking at the TV calendar for what's coming up.
Yeah, just bin all your Arrowverse stuff off. You know, for well, it's all kind of low rent anyway.
This is the problem. I'm going to watch the first ones of each of them and just see how I feel. Because I remembered, like, Arrow's massive. He's in prison now. He's been
prison break.
Well, he's not in prison against his will. He's in prison because he accepts he's a criminal. It does feel a bit odd because what's his name? Barry Allen was sent to prison at the end of season before last, and it started with him in jail and something else happening in Arrow, and they seem to have just swapped finales and swapped new season starts. Presumably he's just going to be let out in jail because there's a big threat or something like that. So it seems a bit, like you say, it is a bit basic. But I'm just interested to see how it starts. Flash is more interesting because his daughter from the future just turned up in it, and she's a proper character in the comics and everything. So I'm interested in seeing how they play with that. Supergirl's obviously got Batwoman coming into it at some point soon, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow, I really don't know what they're doing with that. I wasn't even sure whether it was coming back. I could probably drop. I mean, that's quite funny, but I could probably drop that if I was feeling a little bit cynical.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Mr. Sheepdog about not really watching these on the schedule, not worrying about whether we accidentally come across a spoiler online. I'm obviously going to avoid them, but I used to just try and watch them all so that I didn't accidentally find out what happened, and that's where I think it's become irritating. Now I'm just going to watch them whenever, we'll pick a show at a time. Kind of like what you said, you're just watching Better Call Saul.
Pretty
We'll
much.
just watch one thing, and then when that one's done, we'll watch the next thing and just work our way through them like that. Whereas we were watching 2 or 3 shows a night, every night.
Yeah. It's a bit overkill, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm just kind of fed up of it now.
And you got Fingy coming back in a few weeks as well, aren't you? Walking Dead.
I don't watch that. That's when I watch Kev's vlog.
You dropped Walking Dead, have you now?
I haven't watched Walking Dead in over a season now, yeah.
Really? You know what's the last season?
Basically turn up in Kev's probably lost about 20 quid because Walking Dead hasn't been on. The 4 months that's been off, he hasn't been getting my £5 Prime subscription.
That's a good point.
I told you to remind me. I know it's not exactly bank-breaking money.
Why, $2.50?
Can I do it when you're not on?
You can.
Yeah.
Twitch.com/.
Twitch.tv/LaLujo
Okay. Anyone else?
If anyone else wants to do it while you're listening, I won't object.
So and this isn't intentional. We've not planned to do this. I'm just going on there now. I can't even remember how to do it. Subscribe, paid subscription. Doesn't say.
It's like one with Prime. Have you got to log in first, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I already know it's my login details. Look at that. We're living in the future, people.
What future people?
The future people. Jetsons.
I get you. Splendid. Well, I'm now loading up my Twitch dashboard so I can see it all. I want to make sure he's actually doing it. It's not just all an act. I want to see the number tick over. Feel free to pause the show while I do this. I'm just waiting for you now, Sheepdog. I'm waiting for this number to tick over.
I think it's done. It just says your Prime subscription, the Lujo FM channel subscription benefits expire on the 17th of October. What benefits do I get?
It has gone through, and you get 2 custom emotes. You can now get your nuts out in my chat.
Oh, I always have my nuts in my chat. Do I get a love shower?
No, that's if you actually donate real money.
Oh,
you've pretend money.
You've sold out now.
But if you'd have done that while I was streaming, everyone would have got their nuts out for you.
I'm hoping that all of our listeners have just dropped everything and pulled their nuts out to celebrate that.
You don't pull your nuts out, Sheepdog. You just get your nuts out.
Well, I'm so infused. It's like when you're watching your streams and you're like,
You've made a perfectly innocent internet activity sound sordid.
Right, but you sit there and you're like, he's not playing very well. I'm going to have to pull him off. And I'm thinking, that's not going to make him play better, Kev. Pulling him off all the time, that's going to make him exhausted and want to kip. But you keep saying it because you're dirty. But that's what I watch when Walking Dead's on. I watch Kev talk filth and force people to get their nuts out on the internet.
And he loves it. Everyone should do it.
It's highly entertaining. You should stream when other TV shows I don't like are on. What are you doing during Strictly tomorrow?
I don't know when Strictly's on.
Tomorrow night sometime.
8 o'clock tomorrow night.
I don't work weekends. What do you think I am? Some kind of caveman?
Well, if you Twitch stream tomorrow 8 o'clock, I'll watch that while my family dance around the room watching Strictly.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. You need to be planning around these things, sir.
Interesting. Is that it for TV and movies then? Can we move on to Comic Book Hour?
I watched High School Musical 1. I said I was going to, and I did, and it was enjoyable. Realised I hadn't actually seen it.
One? You hadn't seen 1?
Yeah. I knew all the songs, which is interesting in itself. 1 is not the best one, sir.
No, 2 is the best one.
2 is the best one.
I like just the original. I like the originality of the first one.
No, the first one, you could tell it was low budget. They didn't know it was going to be a hit. It was very much a cobbled together, straight to Disney Channel special.
Yeah, the starting
maybe.
credits on that are terrible. It just comes up High School Musical.
I just like the music, Sheepdog. I don't look for the credits and go, "Well, turn this nonsense off."
No, but I was
you
like,
can't just like the music. High School Musical is a multimedia experience. You have to enjoy the story and the acting and all of this
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I suppose.
you need to watch 2 because they have a whole song.
I've seen 2. I've seen 2. I've not
Around the
seen 3. I
baseball
don't
match.
think. I've not seen 3. I don't
3
think.
was actually in the cinema. I saw 3 in the cinema.
I'm pretty sure I
2
did.
Was 2 the one with the basketball match? The basketball
One of the
song.
songs from
Yeah.
3 was my first dance at my wedding, Pab.
Oh, congrats!
It was. It's called "Can I Have This Dance?"
Oh, very good.
Did you just Google songs with dance in the title? And pick the
No,
first one that came up?
it was a song we liked, and I said this would work good as a wedding song. And Mrs. Sheepdog said, "Yeah, I do." And then we said to the DJ, "Don't tell anyone where it's from." And he went, "And now from High School Musical 3." And we're like, "You son of a." Yeah,
Noted.
I didn't tip him. My mates ribbed me, but it was a good song.
Good.
There's also Huma 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 Nuka Akapawa.
Which is a great
Sorry,
song.
what?
It is.
It's one of Sharpay's songs, Pab. Come on now.
Oh,
Who I never really understood how she was in those movies when she was about 35.
It is weird. I was explaining to
I guess you're not supposed to question it. I always assumed she was the other one.
you talk about the old word, though.
Nah, they were all younger than her. She was
Zac
much
Efron.
older than the rest of them.
Was she?
Let me just have a quick look. How old is she now? She's 33 now. Oh my god, she's my age.
Whereas Zac Efron's not that old, surely.
Zac Efron, Sheepdog. How old?
Zac Efron is 30.
Yeah, so she
not
was
that
definitely old. Yeah, but she was noticeably older than the rest of them when it came out. That's right.
See, when she came on, I said to Lampup, I was like, she's Phineas and Ferb's sister. And first of all, she looked at me like, she's not a cartoon, she's a person. But then she realised what I meant. And then, I mean, I couldn't see her without thinking about her singing about having squirrels in her pants.
Anyway,
Okay.
It's a Phineas and Ferb song.
so comic books.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot all about Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. I'm looking. I watched that one as well. That one wasn't
You've
so
seen
good.
that one as well?
Yeah, I've got 2 female children who loved all this stuff.
I
this
don't remember this being a thing. Was it a full-on film?
No, I think that was another Disney Channel special.
Because we've got Disney Life, so that'd probably be on there.
Yeah. Anyway, comic books. As promised last week, I have got completely up to date with Paper Girls. I read the whole thing from issue 1 through to issue 24. My word, this is a good book. Oi, oi, oi. This might have moved into first place. This might have gone ahead of Wicked and the Divine, because I read that this week as well. And goodness me, does it feel like they're filling time in Wicked and the Divine at the moment. But Paper Girls is nothing short of exceptional, and apparently also now about to go into its final arc. So it's at the same point of
Really?
its life as a story as Wicked and the Divine is.
I'd had
This
that
is-
feeling when I caught up on it, and I thought this is coming near the end of it. But it's coming near the end of it, like after barely 30 comics, isn't it?
It will finish on issue 30.
Yeah, that's what. It's what 24, 25.
Yeah, 24 has just come out. They're 5 issue arcs. So the final issue of this current arc is next month. Then it goes on hiatus again. And then when it comes back, it's the final 5 issues.
Wow.
Them basically explaining what the story was, and then linking characters from different parts of the earlier story to where we are now. Just like, well, look at you. Like, you've done 20 comics of, I don't really know what's going on, I don't really get this, to, it all makes sense now, and I'm well excited.
Oh, BKV, he's planned this out, hasn't he? He's not just making it up every month.
I
He's
wouldn't be
actually put some
surprised.
thought into this.
Wouldn't be surprised if he had a chart in his living room that he had drawn lines between episodes.
Yeah.
And it seems that thought through.
This is why we never made it as fiction authors, Sheepdog.
Yeah,
he
he
planned stuff the way he clearly seems
He
to.
didn't rattle this out on a train journey with a piece of paper. He definitely planned this with string and stuff.
He's had stuff that's been in his head for like 2 years that he didn't just get all out in one go because he thought it was good. He saved it to make it gooder in the end. He's a clever man. It makes me want to go and read Saga now because I'm about 2 arcs behind on Saga. And
You want to do that.
But that'll
reading
break
Paper
your heart.
Girls. But reading Paper Girls, boom, 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 just like that, it really was exceptional. And then when I was Googling Paper Girls afterwards, because I needed more, so I just wanted to read other people's opinions about it to get more Paper Girls in me. It then linked back to Saga and said how apparently that's come to the end of its first real big arc. So it's got the little arcs, and they've now finished their first complete story and are ready to move on to the next phase.
Well,
so it's like a 50-issue full story or something.
Yeah, but that got to like it's real big. Oh my god! And then we're going to have a year off because we need to do some other stuff. So they're not making it at the moment for a long time. So
I guess because he's doing Paper Girls and he's got another new book just coming out soon, I think he said as well. So that man's always busy.
I think it was there's a lady that draws with him, isn't there? Somebody involved in it needed to take a break, so let's put the whole thing on hold, I'm sure. I think it's Saga that's done this. If it isn't Saga that's done this, I'm mixing up my comics. But I was frustrated because it means they aren't going to do it for a long, long time, they said. And so part of me wants you to catch up with it so we can talk about it. Part of me doesn't want you to catch up because I think you'll be gutted. You have to wait.
I don't wait. He'll write it just for me. But yeah, that was it. I read that, and I got up to date with Wicked and the Divine. Wicked and the Divine, considering it was an arc-ending issue, really didn't end this arc with the same bang that it ended the last one with. And I do feel like it's lost a little bit of the momentum. When it came to the end of the previous arc, we were positively giddy about it. Whereas now I'm thinking, 6 more issues, eh?
The last time I read it, I thought, I don't really know what's going on. And I don't know that I've read when did the most recent one come out?
This week.
Oh,
Wednesday.
I'm not caught up yet then. I looked for it earlier in the week. I must have just missed it on like Tuesday or something. But I keep forgetting what's going on, and I keep even reading the bit at the beginning where it's like explains what
this one doesn't even have that. This literally the first page of this issue is a black page, and it just says 10 days later. There's no intro. There's no explanation of characters. I actually had to go back and read the previous issue to have any idea what was going on.
Oh,
10 days later. 10 days after what? What are you talking about? They're getting so arty with this now, and it's getting a little bit frustrating just how pretentious and arty they're getting with it.
Well, like you said before, though, they're writing it as though we're going to read it all from the beginning in its entirety. They're not writing it like them since. I mean, you got us on this quite early on, really, didn't you? It wasn't that far through.
No. I read
you read it much earlier than me.
Yeah, I started reading this during the first arc, I think. Way back.
I think I was like 3, maybe 4 books in before I started reading it. Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4 trades in.
The first volume came out. I'm almost
I might
certain.
have picked it up at Comic-Con, actually, for £6. It's one of my 6
I'm certain
trades.
you read the first volume, told us to get it, we all got it, and then volume 2 came out, and we went and got it out at Comic-Con. Because I've got the first volume somewhere, and then I've never gone and bought the rest of them. But every time I've gone to a Comic-Con, one's been there to buy, and I've just thought, I'll get it digitally. But that seems like ages ago now. I can't. Maybe I've just misunderstood, or maybe 2 or 3 was just coming out as I read the first one or something like that. I don't know, but it's been going since 2012, so there's no way we got on it early. Actually, absolutely.
No, like I say, it was at least 3, maybe 4 trades in before I started reading it. So
I don't know. This last, I hope they've got something spectacular planned, because it's another one where they clearly had the whole thing planned out in advance. He's been saying for over a year it's ending on this issue, and it is starting to link a little bit more into the one shots as well. They're all becoming more important to the overall story as they start to link and tie into the main story, because certainly the last 2 or 3 issues have spent an awful lot of time drifting through different parts of history. It's not all set in the present anymore. We're learning all the backstory and stuff, and it all links into the one shots. And I think we are getting to the point where, you kind of need to have read all of them to know the full story of everything that's going on.
I made a mistake there, by the way. I was reading when Saga 20, where it said it was 2014. The first comic came out. It doesn't say when the Faustak, as they called it, came out.
Okay. But yeah, I just hope they've got something special planned. I hope this is just deliberately slowing the pace down a little bit. Again, reading it in one go, it might be perfect because they had that massive moment of what was it, 2 or 3 massive reveals back to back to back at the end of the previous arc. And this whole arc is just all about, here's your final opportunity for a bit of breathing space, because these last 6 issues are going to be relentless. And you need that moment to just pause and take it all in and fill in the backstory. The backstory's now filled in. It's pretty clear what's going on. Now it just needs to finish.
It feels like it's just going to go, and it finishes the way it always does. See you in however many years it is. I've forgotten now. 90? Yeah. That would annoy the heck out of me if they just said, see you in 90 years.
Yeah.
Release the one set in the future. And yeah.
I'm deliberately not saying anything if you're not fully up to date, because I don't want to get all spoilery.
I'm not up to date. I'm at the last trade, so
I would suggest that's the least likely thing to happen.
Right, okay.
Anyway, that's my comics for the week.
I read Justice League versus Suicide Squad and was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't a bag of poop. I mean, it wasn't outstanding, but it wasn't a bag of poop, which is what I expected it to be. And it made the whole Justice League of America comic that I'd started reading make sense when Batman's going around employing people to become the non-god Justice League, as he was calling it. Which I think is a bit smug of him, because he's saying, the Justice League shouldn't be gods, it should be normal humans like you. And I'm thinking, but you're in the normal Justice League, Batman. You're basically calling yourself a god. But yeah, it's interesting. And it's weird reading the Justice League comic, and they've still, because I don't know what DC were playing at, but they've said it all at different points over the same 3 or 4, 5 year period. So Justice League was set early in Rebirth. The whole, what's it called? The Dead Clock thing. The one that's the Watchmen sequel.
The Doomsday
Clock.
Yeah.
That's set in, so I read online, it's 4 or 5 years into the future of the stories that are going on now in Batman and Superman and all of them. And then as I've read all the Superman story, there's like a whole thing where Lois Lane and Jonathan have gone off on like a coming of age story, and it's confusing because in Justice League's comic, Batman doesn't trust Superman because he's not Superman. Superman's dead. And this is Superman from whatever Earth 2 or something, that's just revealed he's been living in Earth 1 for however many years and has a wife and kid. And Batman doesn't really trust him, and they're all treating him like an outsider. But then in all the Superman comics, he's best mates with Batman. Their kids are mingling. They're best friends. They've had a whole comic series together. Lois Lane's going about her business, and then suddenly Lois Lane's disappeared. They're doing the whole Man of Steel thing. Where's Lois Lane gone? We know she's already gone off on this coming of age story with her son, but no one else does, and everyone's acting weird about it. And the Justice League are all trying to talk to Superman and think he's all depressed, when he's actually just like, I know where she is, I just can't talk about it. And I don't really get why he's keeping it secret. But then in Doomsday Clock, it's set in the future. Lois Lane isn't there, and you're thinking, what the hell's going on? And it's good because it's making me think, well, give me answers. But it just seems like an odd way to go about it, setting them in several different time zones and having it all not really. I mean, I suppose that's better than Marvel's one, where they're basically putting characters in comas and stuff and then releasing the whole next series, and it's all been resolved or whatever, isn't it? Their comics went a bit weird, you were saying. But I don't know, it's a bit complicated for my little brain.
That's the thing with these big old like things. I don't really follow continuity like that. It would just, like you say, just fry my brain. All the different tangents it goes.
They've just cancelled the Chinese Justice League that they'd built.
Yeah.
I was telling my mates about it. Like, it'd been cancelled, but they had like a Chinese Superman that they'd built in a lab, and then they had a Chinese Batman that was just a billionaire who'd built a Robin bot. and they had the North Korean version of Aquaman called Dragon Sun. And they built this all up. They had a Chinese Green Lantern was their enemy for some reason. I didn't really get how that one worked because the Green Lantern Corps were in space, but they just cancelled that out of the blue. I guess it wasn't very popular, but that whole story was meant to be about the fact that other countries were getting annoyed with America having its own Justice League and were starting to think that they'd built it and were getting suspicious. And I thought it was getting towards a bit of a world war where different countries were going to kind of fight it out, but cancelling the Chinese one seems to suggest they're going to get rid of all that, when I thought that was going to play into Doomsday Clock as well and stuff like that, because everyone's getting angry at superheroes and whatnot. So I don't know. I'm sure in 2 years' time it'll all make sense, and I feel like it was masterful following it. But at the moment, it just seems like they've put a load of ideas out, hacked them a bit, and then given up.
Well, I'm sure Bendis coming in kind of threw the spanner in the works, didn't it, really? I feel they all just shuffled the plans out the window for when Bendis came in. But
wouldn't they have said to him, we're in the middle of a
and he'd go, I don't want to do that, and they all go, all right. Do you not think that? It's Brian Michael Bendis, that's why.
Yeah, but they're a pretty big company, and the stories have been pretty decent. But then I suppose if they're not selling as well as they want them to, then yeah, I suppose you're right.
You just gotta go, this will sell. Brian Michael Bendis will sell. So that's probably why.
I hope it doesn't wreck it. I've been really enjoying it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Has Kev disappeared?
Kev's here.
No, I'm still here. I was just letting you two talk about your little Bendises or whatever it is you're talking about.
Beg your pardon?
That's what you were talking about, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
See, I was half listening.
Oh, I've got a question randomly. This is completely unrelated to my friend was showing me his Football Manager rankings. He said he'd been tracking his world ranking game, and he'd got to like just under. I think he'd made it into the top 20,000, and then he'd given up as he started to decline again. Are you in there somewhere? And if so, how high?
I don't know. Don't even know where you'd look for that.
Yeah, he just randomly was talking to me, but he asked me if I was getting the. And I said, I don't know, because Kev doesn't get me free copies anymore. And he sent me a picture of that, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I think if I was in the top 20,000, my videos would be a lot less interesting. People love the fact I'm rubbish. It makes the saves last a long time.
But I wondered whether you'd be higher just because you play it a lot.
I don't know. It depends what the ranking's based on, I guess.
Because surely it's got to be on like points 1 and whatever, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know where this ranking is.
I'll ask him how he got it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Sorry, I just remembered randomly then while I was talking. So, got just a lot of pictures in my WhatsApp group. I'll ask him. Anyway,
as last week you told me to read Sex Criminals, I've read some Sex Criminals. I read the volume 1 over the weekend. Yeah, read volume 1 over the weekend. So it's a good book, isn't it? Sex Criminals. You immediately jumped on that and said I need to read that. So I have started reading it. Volume 1 I read at the weekend, and it gets to pretty much the end of volume 1. It gets to where they are. They're robbing the bank at the start of it, aren't they? Then it works its way back to the bank robbery and them being caught by the sex police, as it were. So then through it this week, I've been reading through volume 2. Now, I don't know whether it was Descender that I was reading last week that just kind of flew off the phone or iPad, as it were. It just flew through it, and I read 3 volumes last week. Of Descender. This week I've only read the 1 volume of Sex Criminals. I don't know if it's just a lot more wordier. I don't know, or it's not really a lot more harder to follow.
Naughty pictures, weren't you?
No, it's not even that. It's just like it zips around a bit. Sex Criminals. It's like one point it's like from John's point of view, and then it's Susie's, and then it's something else, and then it just zips around it. And if I've not got a whole page to look at, it's just doing like the comic like panel view. If it's just doing that, I'm just following it, and it's a little hard to follow at times.
I
I'm
suppose
not really
the hand cramps don't help today.
okay. So you've lost my train of thought, now, Sheepdog. Well done.
Sheepdog.
Yeah, but Volume 2 seemed it kind of fills in a lot of the gaps because there's a lot of stuff that goes into John's backstory. And then
Being serious, did you find it lost a bit of momentum? I thought Volume 1 was really good, and Volume 2 I was kind of and I don't think I've actually read Volume 3 because
maybe a little bit at the end of in the middle of Volume 2. I think it picked up towards the end where the Volume 2 is about where they find out there is more than just there is loads of people.
They're messing with a much more established thing, aren't they? Yeah, they thought it was
the sex police aren't really police, and Susie and John are basically going recruiting to fight against the sex police, as it were, from what I can gather. But it's very good. It is very, very good. I've enjoyed it. I've got another 2 volumes, I think, on Comixology. I don't even know how many volumes there are of sex criminals. There's loads of them, Kev, or is it just 4?
There's more than I realised there were, because I thought I was pretty much up to date, and then I saw at least one that I didn't have in the comic shop when I was last in there. So right. I think I've read either 3 or 4, but there's at least one more than that.
Right. Okay, I think you're right, because I think when I tried to buy them in the sale, the newest ones weren't in the sale, so you might be right with that one. So I'll have to keep an eye on them. But all digital is going well so far, and I'm not minding. It's not as much as I thought I would. I enjoy reading it on the iPad a lot because, like I say, the iPad just has the full screen, doesn't it, Kev? Like it's just full.
It does. It's marvelous.
HD picture. The pictures are amazing on the iPad. Really clear, crystal clear pictures. And doing it on my phone, just reading it on my phone, is not bad at all. Really, I'm not hating it.
I don't know if I could cope with that.
It's not bad. I mean, it's got a 6-inch screen, or whatever it is, so it's not like tiny phone. It's like you've got a Plus, haven't you, Kev? Is it Plus?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not horrendous. And I'm reading it in panel view, so it's not bad. And I'll continue to read Sex Criminals, and then I'll move on to something else unless I get.
I'm shocked that's on 5 volumes. That is.
Is it?
But still only 25 comics.
Yeah, because I like 5 issue.
That must be another one that's nearly finished, though, mustn't it? That must be not far off.
I don't know. I really don't know where it goes for me. I mean, Kev knows as a bigger idea than me, because I really do not know.
I have no idea what they're up to. It seems to be something that they just kind of do when they're not busy doing something else. It's had a lot of long hiatus.
It's Matt Fraction, isn't it?
Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah, and they're both doing their own things, aren't they?
Exactly.
They're very busy.
When they can get together, they do another arc of this. And it doesn't seem to be on any kind of schedule. It's just when they're free. I get the impression they probably don't make a lot of money out of it because it's probably very, very niche.
Yeah, I can see that. See that because I wouldn't be reading this on the train, let's put it that way.
It's won awards, though. But
it has, but it's very risky.
Bearing in mind, they both do a lot of work for Marvel. They're earning a lot more money writing their stuff for Marvel than they are doing their little pervy sex book, which is probably what they refer to it as themselves if you read the letters pages.
Oh,
the letters pages are brilliant.
I stumbled across that in the week, yeah.
I had to read Volume 2 in a Green Lantern comic when I was on holiday. I put it in.
Exactly.
Felt like a right deviant.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
Should have just got one of the blank draw your own covers that they do as the special editions.
The Green Lantern comic was inside a newspaper just because I didn't want to look like a proper nerd. I had to look cool. Or at least clever.
Brilliant.
Is that us up to date then? Are we all done?
I think so.
I think we are. It's made me realise most of the blooming reading is coming to an end soon. And I'm looking at how much money and time I've spent on it and thinking, don't tell me any more comics, Kevin.
Well, don't worry, because in the notes at the end of Wicked and the Divine, Kieran Gillen did mention in there that his new Image book starts in December. So the thing after Wicked and the Divine is already its way.
What is it called? Because I saw a
don't know
comic
yet.
mentioned on Twitter yesterday. I want to say it's called Bird something. And it
Is
looked
that-
like the same art as Wicked and Divine on the cover, at least. And I just
What
thought,
did
you
I-
swines.
I put one out on Twitter yesterday because I backed one on Kickstarter yesterday called Science, and that's on Kickstarter and it's already been funded. But if you want a cool book, then get on the Kickstarter and go fund it.
We'll see.
Hmm.
It doesn't look like the name of the new one's announced yet. Did you know that he used to write for Kieran Gillen used to write for Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, PC Gamer, The Escapist, Amiga Power, Edge. He's one of us. He's a fellow games journalist, like what we are.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that the natural, like...
Yeah, we're
route
gonna
they
go and
should
write.
take?
We're gonna go and write comics next. It seems.
That solves an interesting question I was asking earlier today.
Well, there you go. You just need to find yourself an artist.
I do, basically. That's another point I made today on a video I did on YouTube. But I basically need to get a board and plan stuff out rather than going up and down on a train on my own, just writing entire novels.
Does sound sensible. So we will leave things there for this week's show. Final reminder: this is your final opportunity to. Well, it's not. You got all week, but come and see us at EGX because it's going to be awesome. Sunday lunchtime, 12 o'clock on the Fringe panel stage. If they're not afraid of us, it'll be a dance off against Midlife Gamer. I've got a feeling they're probably afraid of us though. Which feel free to tweet them and tell them they're just afraid.
Somebody tweeted Cranky Gamer and
Did they really?
and tweeted the wrong person. They tweeted middle-aged gamer saying that we wanted to have a dance up with him, and he was just like, all right, and then said he was a bit busy. But this fella was just tweeting him, going, yeah, they keep calling you out, and I'm thinking, you've got the wrong person. Toz said no. He said he wouldn't get off the sofa.
Wouldn't or couldn't.
I don't know. I don't remember exactly how he worded it. To be fair, there could have been a C.
Interesting. I might have to. I might have to go to his sofa. We'll do a sofa dance next to each other. I think that would be something worth seeing.
Yeah,
Me and Taz side by side on his sofa dancing.
but I'm not sure Midlife Gamer got the message. That'll be no excuse.
You lot are responsible for getting the message to Midlife Gamer for us. Do it now. But in the meantime, make sure you follow us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast and follow me at Lelujo.
And follow me at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
We also have a Facebook, apparently. Just search for us on there. You'll find us. It'll be fine. I'm not going to tell you the URL. Figure it out for yourself. You'll be fine. And we are going to be recording the EGX show as well. So that should be up on the YouTube channel. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. Should be up on the YouTube channel at some point early next week, hopefully. That's
That
the plan.
YouTube channel gets loads of subs. It insults me when my phone tells me that got new. Because I think my channel will get new subs. I click it, and it's always that channel.
Wow.
Sad life.
Perhaps you need to borrow some of the star power from the MGP
Yeah,
channel.
I was going to say, I need some actual charisma.
Pab will help you out. We'll do a collab with Pab.
Yeah. You get me some Pokemon
I should do a
gyms and
collab
raids
collab.
done, and I'll help you with that.
Should we do a how to play Pokemon Go video, even though it's been out for 3 years?
See, you're saying that facetiously. That is exactly what you should be doing next weekend, because there are people always looking to get back into it, and you've got your very own clueless specimen that you can do it with. That's exactly what you should be doing next weekend.
There you go, Sheepdog.
We'll see how it goes then.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening, folks.